ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वेदव्यास सद्गुरवे नमः। अथ श्रीमन् महाभारत उद्योग पर्व प्रजागर पर्वांतर्गत विदुर नीति शास्त्रम् अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। धृतराष्ट्र उवाच विदुर उवाच। Yesterday we started third chapter where Dhritarashtra asked Vidurji, ki, please tell me more and more dharmartha sahitam vacha. Dharma and artha sahita vacha. And you are telling so beautifully. I am not contented by this. I want more and more. Tell me, please. Then as a reply, first three shlokas, Viduraji gave a principle, which is so essential contextually to Dhritarashtra and his children, in general to every one of us all the time. And to prove the point which he said, he takes up a story. And end of the story, he sums up why he has taken up that story as an example. So the first 3 points or 3 slokas, what he conveyed was, first is what? Taking the snana in all the tirtha and getting the punya. Equivalent to having the straightforwardness, samadrishti for all the beings. Many a times, the result which comes to us because of the samadrishti is more than visiting all the tirtha yatras. Sarva tirtheshu vasnanam sarva bhuteshu cha arjavam. Ubhetu ete same syatam, but in some cases arjavam va vishishyate. To be having the even-mindedness towards all beings without having Shatru Mitra Bhava, Raga Dvesha Bhava, or biased Bhava is more powerful than even going to Tirtha Yatras and doing pujas. So it is to convey to us so many things. What is that? Doing all gaflat by which the people are troubled with our unbiased, with our biased vision. To compensate all that to go to Tirtha Yatra is actually like deliberately putting the feet in the mud and washing them. Is it intelligence to put the feet in the mud and wash them, or to avoid becoming muddy? So common, so simple here also. One aspect of personality is trying to do all spiritual aspects, spiritual practices. Go to temple, go to Tirtha Yatra, get some pujas done. But in other place, in the mind, there's so much of biasness toward the beings around. Now, you have to be very subtle when these type of things, the Vidura type of Mahatmas tell us. Why do you go to Tirtha Yatra? To be happy, no? Now, have gone to Tirtha Yatra and everywhere you are fighting with people. Are you happy or miserable? देखो, the fighting with people is because of the biasness in your mind. But you are at your own home. Towards around you only hundreds of people are there. But you are straightforward toward them without any crookedness from your side. And also when they are in any way behaving, you are having the samadrushti towards them. Will you be disturbed? No. So you are already happy and peaceful. Then why do you go to Tirtha Yatra? For happiness and peace, you already got it. That's why some people say, तीर्थ यात्रा में जाकर लड़ने के बजाय घर में रहकर सबसे प्रेम में रहो. This is more achievement. And this the people, your own family members say to you after the class. तुम इतना लड़ते हो हमसे, तो क्लास में जाकर पढ़ के आके क्या फ़ायदा आपका? बेकार में जाते हो, मत जाओ। सारा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिजली वेस्ट हो रहा है, तुम कंप्यूटर के सामने बैठते हो। व्हाट दे मीन इज़ दिस। Your being with us at peace is more valuable than learning pieces and bits from Swamiji of the Shastra. And what they mean and say is absolutely true. This is what Dhritarashtra is told by Vidura. Then he says, Arjavam Pratipadyasya Putreshu Satatam Vibho. If towards your all children, Pandus and your, when you gain that Rujutva, straightforwardness and equalness and even mindedness, here you get Parakirti, Supreme, here Kirtim Param, great name and fame will come to here. Then Pretya Swargamavapsasi, there Devatas also welcome you. And in the Swarga already Raja Pandu is there. He will welcome you with Somajai, mere bhai, you have taken care of my children, also your children, and my faith on you only I left them and came. You took care of them, thank you. Here the name and fame, hereafter there will be Swarga. For the one who maintained the common mind, even mindedness means unbiasedness towards all around, here in the context, towards your children and Pandu children. Means what? It is the Dhritarashtra in his heart had such a strong biasness of favoritism towards his children and enmity toward the Pandavas, which has entered into even Duryodhanadi. बाप में पिता में था इसलिए बच्चों में आया. He may have not expressed loudly, but he was always maintaining. And if Vidura has not observed all that, why would he on the face address him like this? If he is already unbiased है धृतराष्ट्र, then occasion नहीं आएगा इनको कहने का. Especially when he is asking, teach me something dharmartha. First point Vidura is teaching is, if you are even minded to both your children and Pandu children, you will have a lot of name and fame here and you will have Swarga. What it means? Vidura is listening the opinions of people about Dhritarashtra, but they are all saying that this fellow is very bad. Why? Because partial toward the Duryodhanadi and negative toward the Pandavas. So everybody is seeing and saying, so the same thing Vidura is telling him. Now the relation between the answer given and the question asked by Dhritarashtra or his situation. You are disturbed in mind, you are unable to sleep because of this your blemish, that you are not able to maintain equal love toward Duryodhanadi as well as Pandavas. When you change that attitude and make mind straightforward, not only will you be able to sleep happily, tomorrow onward you will behave in such a way. The same people who are blaming you will start praising you. That's the meaning of you will get kirti. So too, the naraka being prepared for you suddenly, it is changed. You will be made to enter into Swarga after you leave body. सो यहाँ का हमारा कीर्ति और अपकीर्ति, वहाँ का हमारा स्वर्ग एंड नरका depends on our samata and vishamata of mind. This is how each of the sloka has sublime thoughts to convey. Then he says, Yavar kirtir manushya punya loke pragiyate tavasa purusha vyagra swarga loke mayate. देखो, as long as the name and fame of that person is remembered by the people on the earth, so long that person having left the body will be given permission to stay in Swarga. And that Kirti gained is not because of some any other activity, it is because of having that Samadrushti Yukta, Prema Yukta Nyayam. Even mindedness, love, and justice. One eye is of the love, another eye is of the justice. But the third eye should be of the even mindedness born out of jnana. So this is samata chakshu. This is prema chakshu. This is called nyaya chakshu. See, the lawyer gives the judgment, nyayat. But that is given according to law books. In the law book, there is always some prema element. You have to search it out. It's not seen. It appears to be ruthless, but there's always prema. Like he has not done deliberately. That point itself shows a prema. He has done it first time, prema. प्रेम के आधार पर न्याय. और अगर दृष्टि सम है, व्हाट इज सम दृष्टि फॉर ए जज? नाइदर द accused be freed nor the victims be without compensation. दोनों को लाभ हो रहा है, समता कहते हैं उसको. नाउ टू एक्सप्लेन टू यू दिस पॉइंट कि यू मस्ट हैव समदृष्टि टुवर्ड पांडवास एंड कौरवास बेसिकली, then come to the point of nyaya and love. What is the nyaya? The kingdom should belong to Yudhishthiradi. Then love is, therefore, because they are good qualities, you have to love them more. Now, what you are doing here, this Rakshasa like son yours, Duryodhana, he never deserves love, but you are giving him love more. And he never deserves the kingdom, but anyaya roop se you want to give him kingdom. And here you should not show samata toward that fellow, you have to beat him, but you are equating him in your love with the Pandavas. These are the mistakes you are doing. ऐसा मत करना, अपने तरफ से नियत नहीं खोना, साफ रहना. A story is being spoken. As I told you yesterday, the story of कथा of केशिनी. केशिनी है ना उनका? हाँ, केशिनी, विरोचना, सुधन्वा, Prahlada. These are the 4 people. Again, I am telling story. Keshni is to get married. Virochana comes that I want to marry you. He is a son of Prahlada and a Rakshasa Vamsha. There is a Brahmana also, Sudhanva, whom she wants to marry, or she also competitor. Swayamvar. Then he comes, Virochana first, marry me. She says, why marry only you? Why not Sudhanva? Then he says, I am great. She says, without the other person came and showed his greatness, how can you claim yourself? Bina match start where you declare that you are winner. Then the day next when he comes, then the only question, who is great? Who is the deciding factor? Whom to ask? Whom to trust? And in this present world, only one person who is absolutely in the unbiased state in such a way that he can speak truth correctly. He has no biasness, no negativity in him to influence his opinions, to influence his judgment. Who is he? Prahlada. He is the father of Virochana, but he is not father of Virochana at the time of judgment. He is only a judge. Then he gives pakka judgment that Dusarva deserves. Then according to bet there, the Virochana should die there. That is the pramana. Then he tells also, विरोचन तुम हार गए सुधनवा के सामने, तो तुम उनके हाथ में हो मार. Sudhanva is so kind, he says. You spoke truth at the cost of your own son's life. Therefore, I am giving you son also, I am giving you the daughter-in-law also. That's the glory of Sudhanva. Glory of Sudhanva is, anyway, is there, but what is glorified in the topic is the unbiasedness of Prahlada. तो अपने पुत्र को मरने का भी है ऐसा टाइम, फिर भी उन्होंने न्याय धर्म नहीं छोड़ा. वेयर यू हैव टू टेल द डिसीजन और ओपिनियन who deserves that girl, whether it's his own son or the Sudhanva, the Brahmana. Brahmana doesn't belong to him, but the son is son. And the challenge is that one will be killed among two. The winner and loser the loser has to die. So the saram kya hai? For the sake of that Keshini, Prahlada did not speak untruth, unbiased towards his son. So too, you also, for the sake of Rajya, Raja Lakshmi is Keshini here. And the son is same, Duryodhana here, Sudhanva. You are unbiasedly favoring Duryodhana, though they don't deserve. Then the consequences will be told at the end of the story. क्योंकि प्रहलाद जी खुद पूछते हैं, मैं गलत जवाब दूं तो झूठ बोलूं तो क्या होगा? Then Prahlada gives 3-4 shlokas answer. ये नष्ट हो. That is applicable to Dhritarashtra. If because of his attachment to kingdom, his attachment to children, you want to get the children attached to the kingdom, though it is unrighteous. Desire, don't just desire. Okay. So, atrapidaharanti mam ityasam puratanam virochanasya samvadam keshinyarte sudhanvana. So, in this context, Vidura is telling Dhritarashtra, there is a very old story where the discussion happened between Sudhanva and Virochana for the sake of Keshini. Keshinyarthe, to obtain Keshini. Now, Swayamvare Sthita Kanya Keshini Nama Namataha Rupena Pratima Rajan Vishishtavati Kamya. So, there is a Kanya by name Keshini. Swayamvare Sthita. She is staying in Swayamvara. Time of our Swayamvara came. Rupena Apratima. Uncomparable anyone in her beauty. Vishishtapati Kamya. She wants the best husband, best person as husband. She is looking for. दैट वाज हर सिचुएशन. स्वयंवर में खड़ी है एक अद्भुत व्यक्ति को पति के रूप में वर्ण करने के लिए. देन विरोचनोऽथ दैतेयः तदा तत्र जगामः प्राप्तुमिच्छन्स्ततस्तत्र दैत्येन्द्रं प्राह केशिनी. दैत्येन्द्रं प्राह केशिनी प्राप्तुमिच्छन्स्ततः तत्र दैत्येन्द्रं प्राह केशिनी. देन विरोचनोऽथ दैतेयः. दैतेयः द दितेः संतति. Diti Santati is Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu's son is Prahlada. Prahlada's son is the Virochana. Therefore, that Diti Santati Vala Virochana came. Tatra Ajagamaha. Praptuminchan tata tatra. He is desirous of marrying that girl. Daityendram Praha Keshini. Keshini spoke to that Daityendra, the Virochana, who proposed to her, I want to marry you. What did she say? Kim brahmanaha svit shreyam saha ditijaha svit virochana atakena sma paryankam sudanvana dhirohati. Her question is, hey Virochana, is the brahmana shreshta or ditijaha, the daiteyaha ditiputras, that is you shreshta? Among you both of them, who is shreshta? And why should I not marry this Sudhanva, the brahmana? Please you tell. Simple direct question. I want to marry the best person. You have come and Sudhanva also is going to come. Who is the best among you two? This is the question. Then immediately this Virochana speaks to her. Prajapatya tvai shreshta vayam keshini sattamaha asmakam kalime lokaha ke deva ke dvijadaha. Prajapatya tvai shreshta vayam. We are born from the Brahma Deva through the parampara. Brahma, Brahmamanasa Putras are the Rishi Muni, and to the Rishi Santati only all these are born. We are all Sattamaha, we are the best people. And Asmakam Khalu Imehe Lokaha. At this moment, all the worlds are under our control. We are the masters of the world. Then Ke Devaha, Ke Deya. What to talk about the Devata and Brahmana? So, kuch bhi nahi, good for nothing they are. We are the best people. We belong to the Brahmadeva Parampara. And we right now are the rulers of the entire world. How can there be anybody better than us, whether they are Deva or Dvijati? That's what is point. Straight away. Keshini said, Keshini Vacha, Ki Iha Eva Ava Pratikshavaha Upasthane Virochana. In this very place of Swayamvara, let us wait. Hey, my dear Virochana, Sudhanva Prataraganta. The Sudhanva will come tomorrow morning. Pashayaham Vam Samagato. Let both of us meet him and let us decide that time whether he is great or you are great. I have no objection. I want to marry the best person. Whoever among you all prove to be best, I'll marry him. I am not that way conditioned like the mortal people that I'll marry this fellow how much or stupid he is because of attachment. I have decided to marry the best, and it is not my decision who is best. My question only who is best. Then who is the deciding factor? Actually, many great people may be there, but they may have the fear for Virochana, or some may have attachment for Brahmana, Sudanva. So they may falter in their decision. Therefore, the only one at that time was Prahlad. Neither he has extra attachment to his son, nor he has got extra attachment to the Brahmana. He respects Brahmana, but not to break his Satya Dharma Parayanata. Nor also he is having so much attachment to his son that he compromises with his truth speaking ability. Therefore, we'll reach to him, that will come later on. सो उसके बाद क्या हुआ? विरोचन उवाच तथा भद्रे करिष्यामि यथा त्वं भीरुभाषसे सुधन्वानं च मां चैव प्रातर्द्रष्टासि संगतः. He says, Bhadre, yatha tvam virubhashase, whatever you say, exactly we do only. Virochana agreed. He is a Bali Chakravarti's father and Prahlada's son. He is also not ordinary, mature ही है. तो वैसे ही करेंगे जैसे तुमने कहा. सुधन्वानम च माम चैव प्रातः दृष्टा संगतौ. You will see both of us tomorrow. So he might have taken leave for that night, retired. Next day he has come. So Vidura uvacha. Now Vidura says, Atitayam cha sarvaryam udite suryamandale atha jagamatam desham Sudanva raja sattamaha. So early morning, so Sujanva came there, that place. Virochano yatra vibho keshinya saita stitaha Sudanvacha samagacchatu praladim keshinin tataha. So, where this Keshini was there and Virochana was there, to that place, this Sudhanva came early morning and stood there in front of them. Samagatan dvijam društva Keshini bharatarshava pratyutthayasanam tasmai padyamargyam dadau punah. He being Brahmana, so that culture dignity of those days, Keshini immediately welcomed him, gave him padyamargyam asanam and snanam. She might have given, padyam, asanam. She might have given that to this Virochana also, but yeah, especially Sudhanva came, Brahmana, she took care of him in this way. Then Sudhanva vacha, Sudhanva says, Anvalabhe hiranmayam pralade te varasanam ekatmupasampannaha natva seham tvaya saha. He said, thank you, Virochana. Yeah, I touch but don't claim to sit on the asana along with you. I will sit only on the ground. That means what? When the Keshini did Padhyargyam, etc., wanting to give asana to Sudhanva, that time the Virochana might have told him कि बेटा आओ तो आ जाओ मेरे साथ बैठ, तुम भी मेरे कॉम्पिटिटर हो, हम दोनों के बीच में कॉम्पिटिशन है for स्वयंवरा, sit with me. Then Sudhanva did not choose to sit there. He sits on the ground. He says, I don't deserve to sit along with you, but I just extend my gratitude and acknowledgement by touching that asana. Then, insulted by that, Virochana little bit feels bad and he says, Virochana vacha, tava arhate to falakam kurcham va pethava brusi sudhanvan natvam arhosi maya sahasamasanam. So, yes, you deserve only to be on one plank to see seated or on the grass or any chattai made of something. You deserve that only to sit. And Sudhanvan Nattam Arhosi Mayasa Samasanam. You don't deserve to sit like me in that Bada Simhasanam. Virochana is a king already. Or maybe King Putra to Yuvaraj hoga. तो उनका आसन वासन का वो ढंग हौलिया अलग है ना. He says you deserve to sit there only, not with me. Then Sudhanva says two shlokas ki Pita putrau saha sitam dvau viprau kshatriyau api vruddhau vaishyau cha shudrau cha natvanyan vitareteram. He gives two levels of answer. One is Pita putro, a father and son can sit simultaneously in one asana. Saha asitam, they are allowed. So to dvau viprau, two brahmanas of same cadre can sit on one asana. Kshatriya api, two kings always sit एक ही में बिठाते हैं. You can see nowadays when a PM has gone there, then the counterpart seated समान आसन में बैठते हैं दोनों. So to then वृद्धौ two old people can be made to sit on one asana. Two Vaishyas trading, उनको बात करनी है ना बैठ के, so they can sit on the same. Two Shudrav, they belong to the lowest cadre, therefore together they can sit. Other than these 6 cases, Pita Putra, then Vipraha, Kshatriya, Vruddha, Vaishya and Shudra, Natu Anyahu Itaretharam. Others should not sit on the same asana. And you and I don't belong to any of this category relation. Therefore, I can't sit with you. No, these are all very sublime things. Tomorrow, little bit I touch upon it. हाँ, we just not allow anybody to sit along with you, or you also need not. एक प्रेम दोस्ती तो देखो, मेच्योरिटी के लाइफ में ना, knowing all aspects, but what to practice at what time, that is important. सबको प्यार करो is knowing, but what time and how that प्यार has to be expressed at every time, you must know, otherwise you'll get faltered. Most of them we suffer because of wrong action, because we did the right thing at the wrong place. Just like Arjuna had shown so much of compassion to the Duryodhanadi and his own grandsire, but at a wrong place. He showed compassion at a wrong place, and he expressed his wisdom also at wrong place. The wisdom that when I kill them, what happens to the dharma, what happens to Kulasara, what happens to the Pitru Devadas, all this is the highest wisdom, but wrong place. But mere Dadaji hai, that is a right, but it is wrong place. Dadaji at home, not in the Yuddha Kshetra. In Yuddha Kshetra is your Shatru, that's it. So here also, these are the people who cannot be allowed to be seated together. We don't relate that way to share the same asana. तो मैं आपके यहाँ नहीं बैठूंगा. Then he says the other aspect when he was arrogantly saying that you only deserve to sit on the mat, not like me on the Simhasanam. See the Sudhanva's erudition or his own arrogance born out of being a pure true Brahmana. It's not an arrogance, it's a self-respect. He says, Pita hite samasinam upasita iva mamadaha bala sukhaidito gehe nattam kinchana buddhe se are bewkuf. Your father himself when he comes, who is great devotee of Bhagavan Narayana Prahlad ji, अगर वो मेरे को देखते मैं बैठा हूँ वो मेरे से नीचे बैठते. योर फादर द ग्रेट प्रहलाद पिता ही ते समासीनम उपासिता इव माम अधः. When I sit in a proper place, your own father, he looks at, sees, he will sit at the ground only. देखा प्रहलाद इज क्षत्रिय, राक्षस में क्षत्रिय है वो, राजा है ना, ये तो ब्राह्मण है. And the knowledge of Prahlada, though is Kshatriya, by birth is Kshatriya, always a step lower only than Brahmana. Therefore, when Brahmana Sudhanva sits on asana, the Kshatriya Prahlada will sit at the ground only. Prahlada's bhakti, Prahlada's power to rule the kingdom, that competition is different. That aspect is different. But when a Brahmana comes, anytime Kshatriya is secondary. Therefore, your father himself will sit at below me. Then he says, Balaha Sukha Editaha Gehe. You are a child who are living a comfortable life. All these rules, regulations, you don't know, you are not taught. That's how you are arrogantly talking like that. When I didn't sit there, my idea is different, and you are arrogantly saying that I don't deserve to sit there. अरे बाप भी नीचे बैठेंगे, क्या बोलते हो? Means, what did you learn from your father, if not respect to the Brahmana? You learned nothing. In this way, very intricate, subtle aspects are there. This way the story continues. Then they put the point, ये कहता है धन कनक वस्तु वाहन क्या हम चैलेंज में रखेंगे बेटिंग में, इज ए नथिंग प्राण रखेंगे. Then who will be the answerer among human and all other? I can't trust anyone. He says, let us your own papa. He is unbiased. This beautiful discussion, tomorrow we will see. Today we touched it, it should be enough. Om. Thank you.